Hello and welcome to the John Arp Show. This episode is called Illegal Home Businesses That Are Exploding in Popularity. We're going to answer a few viewer questions. But before we do, I want to begin by encouraging you to subscribe, like, comment, and follow us. Also, I'd like to tell you about a service called HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a great service that allows you to purchase live phone calls from your favorite celebrities. So check them out. It's something you can buy for yourself or as a gift for someone you know. A live 15-second celebrity phone call is $19.95, and a live 30-second phone call is $29.95. You can buy it for someone you care about on a holiday or special occasion, or you can use it yourself just to talk to your favorite movie star. Give it a shot. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now, let's get started. Today's first viewer writes, we're getting desperate to put food on the table and pay our rent and bills. No one is hiring out there. What can we do? Well, we're hearing that a lot of people out there are in a situation just like that, and they're getting desperate. They're getting so desperate that they're opening and operating illegal businesses out of their apartments and out of their homes. Now, I don't advocate that because it can get you into a lot of trouble. But if you're having difficulty feeding your family, if you need to keep the roof over everybody's head, if you need to keep the electricity on, then I understand you have to do whatever you have to do. Go with God, and I wish you all the best. So, one of the unlicensed businesses that are popping up all over the place is the home-based hair salon. People are doing haircuts and other things out there in their homes at lower prices than they would charge, at your local commercial hair salon. These lower prices are attracting customers from their neighborhoods, and they're letting them make money, pay the rent, and buy the food. If they get caught, what do? They just move to somebody else's house, a friend or a relative in another neighborhood. That's what you have to do sometimes. The next illegal home business that is popping up everywhere is the home daycare center. Mothers who have to go to work are now so desperate for affordable daycare for their children that they are more than willing to drop their kids off at a neighborhood apartment so that they can watch their children while they're at work. Now, the demand for home-based childcare is now so high that many low and medium-income neighborhoods have multiple daycare centers running out of each apartment complex, and this is all being done very quietly and discreetly. The trick with these unregulated businesses is that while the prices may be great and very low, you don't really know if you can trust the kids with these people. Someone running a place like that could be hurting or mistreating your kids, and you may not find out until it's too late. The next underground home business that's popping up everywhere are neighborhood mechanics. Now, they may be unlicensed and unregulated, but their popularity is exploding because car dealerships and auto repair shops are now so overpriced and untrustworthy that they're literally committing financial suicide by exploiting customers the way they do. It's not at all unusual to go to a dealership for a very small repair, and immediately they want to sell you $2,000 or $3,000 in repairs that they say are regularly scheduled maintenance that you should have done. So one of the reasons that neighborhood mechanics are more dependable and trustworthy than some legitimate car dealership service centers or auto repair garages is because they know if they rip someone off, that person can then call the authorities on them and tell them about their illegal business and shut them down forever. The next unregulated business that's growing is the home repair or handyman business. This could be someone who simply works in the neighborhood helping people out, or it can be someone who lists their repair services on one of the gig worker websites and does their work all throughout the entire city. Now, another reason that so many of these unlicensed businesses are succeeding is because the customers in the neighborhood have grown to distrust and dislike the government for costing their jobs. They dislike them so much that they're very, very sympathetic to other desperate people who have lost their jobs and started doing whatever they can to feed their families. So the next viewer question is, I still live in New York, and we're seeing the prices of apartments over $10 million collapse in price. Well, that's true. Units being sold for 10 million or above have dropped by more than 57% recently. And that's a staggering percentage. And there's also another problem. Depending on which way the election goes in November, it's likely that prices may continue to collapse in New York, Los Angeles, California, and even a few other states. The problem is that those in New York and California continue to raise taxes. And this is causing a mass exodus on a scale that's never been seen before. The politicians think that raising the taxes is the way to solve all the problems, but it's really just what's causing many of the problems. Taxes in both states are so insane now that so many people are leaving that it's getting harder and more expensive to rent a moving truck or a trailer because there is such a demand to move out of those states. This is causing the wait times to rent a truck to increase dramatically, and it's also causing the rental prices to skyrocket. Another problem is that we've had a massive real estate bubble for years now, and this has driven up prices to such insane levels that it made it easier for that bubble to be burst by high taxes in many of these areas, and that's collapsing prices even faster. The first issue is that there are countless people who are leaving the cities and moving out to the country because they don't feel safe anymore. The next issue is that people now realize that home prices are in free fall, so there is a level of panic selling going on out there to try and sell their homes and get as much money as they can today before the price goes down even further tomorrow. The next issue is that so many companies are now allowing employees to work from home that there is no longer a need to work at the office. In the past, you had to live as close to work as possible. But now you can literally live anywhere in the United States that you want and do your job remotely over the internet. We're predicting that real estate prices will start dropping dramatically, that a lot of people are going to be underwater and see the equity in their homes disappear as their prices fall below whatever they paid for those homes just a few years ago. I think that collapsing real estate prices will cripple a lot of people financially and force them to become renters before their homes are lost in foreclosure. The trick will be to find a place to rent before your credit is completely destroyed by the loss of your home. Once that happens, it'll make renting so much harder. I believe that the best option for a lot of people who live in expensive markets will be to sell their homes as quickly as possible and then to purchase a duplex or a quadplex for the same amount of money in a far less expensive market. This way, they can live in one unit and rent out the other units. This will provide them with the cash flow they will also require if the economy gets worse. Next viewer question states, conventional dating seems to have ground to a halt. How can I still meet someone in this environment and socialize? Well, a lot of people are using this time to meet and date and socialize online with Zoom and Skype. The nice thing about that is you can take their time more slowly and get to know each other better before they make the mistake of being physical with someone they don't really know or they're not compatible with. Next viewer question says, my wife is getting very sick and the cost of healthcare will soon bankrupt us and maybe even cause us to lose our home. What do you think we should do? Well, a lot of people are moving out of the country and going to other places that have more affordable healthcare. If you research the options, you'll find places in Central and South America, as well as other areas where the healthcare costs and the cost of living are much more affordable. If it's just an operation that you need, that you can't afford in the US, then there is an entire medical tourism industry that allows you to fly to places like India or Mexico, have that same operation for a fraction of what it would cost here in the States. You need to do a lot of research, and you should also watch a lot of the YouTube videos posted by other people who have already gone abroad for the same reason, and find out what their experiences have been. A lot of those videos will answer a lot of the questions you may have about, having a medical procedure done in Mexico or India or some other country. You can really learn a lot from those videos. So our next viewer question states, I like to cook. What's the best way to make money with the skills that I have these days? Unfortunately, because of recent events, a third of all the restaurants have already permanently gone out of business, and it's possible more will continue to do so. But if you're a great cook and people love your meals, then you might consider starting a cooking channel on YouTube in which you promote your meals and your meal delivery business, and sell your food, the food that you cook, to the public. There are a lot of great companies and services that will deliver your food directly to your customers for a fee. Companies like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates, and Grubhub are companies that will all deliver your food. The beauty of running a business like that is that overhead is much lower than running a brick and mortar restaurant, which would be very expensive and risky. So with this business model, you don't have all the expensive costs, and you only cook meals that an order has already come in for. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will see you soon.